Hey everyone, this is Tim. Welcome back to the channel. In this video, we are taking you along for our very first backcountry ski trip. For anyone not familiar with backcountry skiing, it's basically just skiing anywhere outside of designated ski areas. This usually requires specialized gear and skins for your skis so that you can climb up the mountain before descending back down. For this particular trip, our friends invited us to join a group staying 2 nights at a coveted off-grid backcountry hut in Colorado called the Fowler-Hillard Hut. These huts are usually only available by winning a lottery draw, so we were very grateful to have been invited along. We started our trail in Pando, Colorado, and climbed up the mountain for about 5 miles through trees and some steep terrain, gaining 2,500 feet of elevation along the way. The hike up was pretty brutal. It required a ton of endurance and took a bit longer than expected. By the time the sun had set, some of us had still not reached the end of the trail. But before we get to the top of the mountain, let's take a look at the journey to get there.
Fast, just record me when I'm going fast. How much are you enjoying this trip, Tim?
So far, we're still on the flat part, so not too bad.
It's
just
been
starting to hit the climb.
Less than 0.5 mile out of 5 miles.
Just starting to hit the climb.
And you're already struggling. We lost him. He's somewhere all the way in the back.
Alright, we're at mile 3. It's getting steep. The only thing keeping us going is these little tiny waffles. Is that time? Cheers, sir. Oof. Pretty steep. It's getting cold. Powering through it. We've been on the trail for a little over 4 hours. I think we have a little over a mile left. We just crossed 11,000 feet elevation. So we were getting there. I think we got about 800 feet to climb. And a little bit of downhill to the hut. And then we will be at our resting place for tonight. So we're going to keep pushing. Right as we were just getting to the top of the steepest part of the climb, I received a troubling call from Deanna over the radio. What? For a moment there, I was really worried. Deanna had gotten separated from the rest of the group, and we were about 15 to 20 minutes behind her. After a minute, she called back saying she was fine, and soon after that, we saw her up ahead on the trail. Alright, we're pretty close to the top here. There's just a little ridge. Once we make it up there, it should be a little bit of downhill, and then we're at the hut. We got a little separated from our group, so fortunately we had these walkie-talkies with us so we can keep in touch. I don't know what we would have done without these, so if you're going on a trip like this, make sure you have good communications with you. And of course, all the important safety gear. But yeah, it's been a tough hike. It's getting cold. Gotta keep moving, stay warm. But the views up here are all worth it. didn't film much after the sun went down as we were tired and focused on getting to the cabin. But finally, after more than 6 hours of skinning up the mountain, we made it to the top.
Adding it out.
An IHOP.
I think they're burgers.
Did get a job? The hut was much nicer than expected. When I first heard the word hut, I imagined a small, dirty, cold shelter with no amenities. This hut was more like an off-grid cabin. When you enter the hut, there's a small mudroom to keep skis and boots, and inside there's a well-stocked kitchen with cooking supplies and propane provided. There is no running water, so you do have to melt snow and purify it. Next to the kitchen, there are tables and benches, and plenty of seating for large groups. There's even a guitar. In the back of the house, there's a wood chopping area with wood provided for the stove. And upstairs, there are several small rooms with enough beds to sleep 16 people. So after eating breakfast and hanging out at the hut for a few hours, we put our ski boots back on and hit the trail again. We just hiked up that, skied down over there, and now we are skinning back up to the hut, which is right there. No avalanches, no drama, nobody got hurt. Yeah, it's a good hike. We made it. So in the evening, we just made some food, drank some whiskey, and played board games. Goodbye, hut.
I'm ready. We stank. Ready?
So this concludes our backcountry ski trip. The trip was tough, mentally and physically exhausting, but we had an amazing time. Shout out to our friends Fred and Joanna for inviting us along and for hosting us out in Denver. And to everyone who made it to the end of this video, thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions about backcountry skiing, definitely reach out in the comments below.